Inside Roblox, there are players who don't just play, they stalk. People capable of following you from game to game, showing up every time you log in, and turning something innocent into something deeply unsettling. And today I'm gonna tell you one of those cases, the case of Isabella. According to records that would later involve the police, everything began with an 11-year-old girl named Isabella. Like many kids her age, her world revolved almost entirely around Roblox. She didn't jump between 1,000 games, she just played one, Adopt Me, a game about pets, trading, and time invested. Isabella had a group of friends she played with every single day. They spent hours inside the game, collecting pets, trading items, and chatting like any normal group of girls. Isabella had several rare pets because she was practically always online. Roblox was her safe place. Until one day, one of her friends showed up with a story that changed everything. She told them she had met a boy inside the game, a player with extremely rare pets, almost impossible to get, and he was giving them away with just one condition, that they add him as a friend. That's it, no tricks or payments, just add him. To Isabella and the others, it sounded unreal. In Adopt Me, getting pets like that can take months or real money. So, they added him. The same day the boy joined their server, he came in calmly, didn't talk much, and he kept his word. He gave them several exclusive pets. The girls were thrilled! To them, he was just another generous player. But that happiness didn't last long. Days later, while playing other Roblox games, they started noticing something strange. In games where no familiar player should have appeared, they felt like someone was there. Not in the chat or on the screen. Just a constant feeling like they were being watched. They looked around with the camera, checked the player list, and nothing. And yet, the unease wouldn't go away. The first one to break was the friend who introduced the boy. Little by little, she stopped logging in. When she did, she left quickly. She told them she felt watched in every game, like someone was following her no matter what server she joined. Eventually, she quit Roblox completely. Isabella and the others kept playing, but it didn't feel the same anymore. As days passed, things got worse. Some of Isabella's friends started feeling it outside the game too. Stares, presences, constant fear. They told their parents, but no one believed them. To adults, it was just imagination, childish paranoia from spending too much time online. Until something happened that no one could ignore. One of Isabella's friends disappeared. She stopped responding. She never logged back in. She stopped showing up at school. There were no clear explanations. The group that once had 5 girls was reduced to 3, and the fear became real. The group started drifting apart. They played together less and less, and just as everything seemed to be falling apart, the boy appeared again. He messaged them asking if they wanted more exclusive pets. They agreed. So they went back into Adopt Me and saw him again. This time, Isabella felt something different. It wasn't just discomfort. It was heavy, like something was deeply wrong. Like that player wasn't the same anymore. Still, he gave them more pets, and for a moment, despite how strange it felt, the excitement returned. Weeks later, the last 2 friends Isabella had also stopped playing Roblox. One out of fear, the other because her parents banned it. So Isabella was left alone. She didn't want to quit Roblox, it was her favorite game. She didn't want to abandon her Adopt Me pets either. They were the only things that still felt like hers. Even though the feeling of being watched was getting stronger, she started convincing herself it was all in her head. Nothing ever happened. She never saw anyone. So she kept playing day after day, alone, in the same game, not knowing that somewhere, someone had never stopped watching her. Around that time, the boy who had given her the pets messaged Isabella again. He asked her to play together. Isabella was alone now. None of her friends were online anymore, so she agreed. And besides, he always had a way to convince her. More exclusive pets, or things almost no one could get anymore. They started playing together every day. At first, it seemed normal, but Isabella felt something was off. The boy barely talked, but he was always there. He knew exactly when she logged in. He always found her. Always. That strange feeling slowly became routine, like her body had given up and accepted that constant discomfort. One day, the boy told her he had something special to give her, but she had to join a different game. Isabella hesitated for a moment, but didn't see anything wrong with it. In the end, it was still Roblox. The game he took her to was strange. No description or thumbnail, it was just completely black. And the title was just 3 dots. Nothing else. Isabella had a bad feeling about it, but she joined anyway. All for the pets. When the game loaded, she appeared inside a simple wooden house. Quiet, empty. Standing in front of her was the boy. There was no music or other players, just the 2 of them. He didn't say anything in the chat. He just walked forward and motioned for her to follow. As they moved through the house, Isabella noticed something disturbing. A long hallway with 5 doors, lined up one after another. The boy stopped at the first door and went inside. The door had the name of the friend who had introduced him. Isabella followed him and froze. The walls were covered in photos. Photos of that friend inside Roblox, of her avatar, screenshots from old games. But mixed in with them were real photos. Her at school, walking down the street, images Isabella knew had never been posted online. Terrified, she asked the boy why he had those photos. But he calmly replied that she was the one who had introduced him. Isabella asked why he was taking pictures of her, but he didn't answer. They left the room and entered the second door. The same thing. Photos of another friend, in-game and outside the game. Every detail of her life, silently displayed. Isabella wanted to leave the game, but then the boy typed something that made her blood run cold. To wait, that they were almost at her door. Despite the fear, she kept walking. The third and fourth doors showed the same thing. The 2 friends who were already gone. All their images, all their routines, as if someone had been watching them from a very long time. They reached the 5th door. It was different. Painted pink. Above it, a single name. Isabella. The boy went in, and Isabella followed. Inside, the room was filled with photos of her. Her Adopt Me avatar, her character in other games. But also real photos. Sitting at her computer with her parents behind her. Photos outside her house. Photos of her walking down her street. On every photo, hearts had been drawn. And the same phrase written over and over again. I love you. Shaking, Isabella asked why he was taking pictures of her. The boy replied that he loved her, that she was the only one who kept playing, the only one who didn't leave, who didn't abandon him, and that because of that, she was the chosen one. Trembling, Isabella asked what she was chosen for. The answer was immediate: to marry him. Isabella thought it was a joke, or maybe a nightmare. So she told him no, that it was wrong. The boy told her to think carefully, that she had 3 days to decide, and that if she said no, very bad things could happen. Isabella left the game immediately, closed Roblox, shut down the computer, and that's it. But there was one thought that wouldn't leave her head. That boy knew too much. He knew where her friends lived. And he knew where she lived. That same night, Isabella told her parents everything, but this time they believed her. So they called the police. At first, the police didn't take it seriously. They thought it was a made-up story from a child. But her parents insisted. They showed messages, screenshots, details Isabella couldn't have invented. Eventually, the police agreed to intervene. They knew they couldn't just delete the boy from the internet, so they gave Isabella a plan, a dangerous one, but necessary to catch him. So 3 days passed. Just like promised, the boy messaged Isabella again on Roblox, asking for her answer. Following instructions, Isabella said yes, but with one condition. She wouldn't marry someone she had never seen in real life. They had to meet face to face. The boy got excited instantly. He agreed without hesitation. It was Monday, so he suggested Wednesday. During those days, they kept playing Adopt Me. The boy didn't stop giving her exclusive pets, one after another, like he was trying to buy more than her time. But this time, Isabella felt no excitement. Every gift felt heavy. Every trade made her anxious. Wednesday arrived. The meeting was set for 4 in the afternoon at a park. Isabella arrived at 2, monitored from a distance by the police. She sat and waited, watching every person who passed by. Her heart was racing. At exactly 4 o'clock, someone approached her. It was an obese man, around 40 years old. Isabella looked at him, confused, and asked who he was. The man smiled and said, "I'm your husband." Isabella froze, and in that very instant, everything clicked. That man was the boy. He told her to walk with him, so he grabbed her by the hand. And that's when the police came out of hiding and arrested him. Isabella could finally breathe. The man started crying. He screamed that he hadn't done anything wrong, that it was all a misunderstanding. His behavior was strange, childish, like he didn't understand the seriousness of what he had done. The police took him away, and Isabella left with her parents. Later, the truth came out. The man was a stalker obsessed with minors. He used Roblox to observe, follow, and manipulate children. So he was sent to prison. Isabella promised the police she would never again add people she didn't know in real life or truly trust. Because not every player wants to play. Some are just waiting. And speaking of disturbing people inside Roblox, there's another case that proves danger doesn't always come from others. Sometimes it grows inside you. This is the case of Philip Carter. Philip was 15 years old, a normal kid. And like any other kids his age, he liked video games, especially horror games on Roblox. At first, he played just for fun, without knowing what it will lead to. This story doesn't come from rumors. It comes from the doctors who treated him. Philip lived an apparently normal life. Sometimes he played with friends, and sometimes alone. But ever since he was already 13, doctors had already detected a mild mental disorder. Nothing serious, yet. Doctors recommended avoiding intense scares, extreme fear, or strong stimuli. But Philip didn't listen. He started playing Roblox horror games late at night. He said it made the experience more real, more intense, and more fun. Until one night, when his parents found him at 4 in the morning laughing by himself, staring at a complete white phone screen. He didn't respond. He just laughed. Terrified, they took him to his room. Hours later, he seemed calm, asleep. But something had already broken. Doctors confirmed his condition had progressed. They told them to stay away from Roblox. But Philip couldn't. One day he played Perophobia, a horror game that was popular at the time. According to Philip, he had never felt fear like that before. And from that point on, the nightmares began. Constant terror, fear of falling asleep. He said that every time he closed his eyes, it felt like he was inside the game. They gave him medication, and he improved a little. But when more horror games started coming out, his friends insisted on playing. but Philip refused until he gave in. At first, he had fun. Then, fear returned. He played at night, alone in his room. He asked his friends to stop, but they didn't. Hours later, her parents heard a loud crash. Philip had collapsed. From that day on, he was never the same. Doctors, therapy, medication, nothing worked. He kept having nightmares. He felt like someone was watching him all the time. He would stare at nothing for minutes. Philip knew he was losing control. And with that little awareness he had left, he asked to be institutionalized. And that's where he is now. According to doctors, his condition continues to worsen. And there's one thing that unsettles them more than anything else. Philip keeps repeating the same phrase. You will be next. You will be next. You will be next. People, these cases aren't just internet stories. Sometimes the real horror isn't in the game. It's in the one who never stopped playing.